Mestrado acadêmico presencial no Brasil. No Brasil, os cursos de pós-graduação começaram a ser regulamentados através do parecer de Newton Sucupira, aprovado pelo Conselho Federal de Educação em 1965. São divididos em lato sensu e stricto sensu. Os cursos de pós-graduação lato sensu são os cursos de especialização e os designados como MBA. Os stricto sensu são os cursos de mestrado acadêmico ou profissional e o de doutorado. Neste programa estarei comentando um pouco do curso de mestrado acadêmico. No Brasil existem aproximadamente 2.900 cursos de mestrados acadêmicos e 300 de mestrados profissionais, sendo a maioria localizados nas regiões sul e sudeste do Brasil. Apenas 0,32% da população brasileira possui mestrado. Para aqueles que possuem o título, existe a possibilidade de um ganho de aproximadamente 83% a mais do que uma pessoa somente com título de graduação. De acordo com o parecer 977 do Conselho Federal de Educação, são 3 os objetivos práticos que justificam a necessidade do mestrado. Primeiro, formação de professorado competente, que possa atender à demanda no ensino básico e superior, garantindo ao mesmo tempo a constante melhoria de qualidade. Segundo, estimular o desenvolvimento da pesquisa científica por meio da preparação adequada de pesquisadores. E terceiro, assegurar o treinamento eficaz de técnicos e trabalhadores intelectuais do mais alto padrão para fazer faces às necessidades do desenvolvimento nacional em todos os setores. Mas o que é necessário para fazer um mestrado? Primeiramente, que o aluno possua uma graduação. Tempo também é fundamental. A maioria dos mestrados no Brasil são realizados durante a semana, por isso é necessário de tempo durante o período das aulas, como também para estudo individual. Os mestrados são realizados de 2 a 2 anos e meio. Durante esse período, os alunos fazem um determinado número de créditos. Geralmente isso ocupa o primeiro ano do curso, sendo o segundo para desenvolver a monografia, que é a dissertação do mestrado. Os mestrados são oferecidos por instituições de ensino superior, particulares, municipais, estaduais e federais. Geralmente é grande a concorrência para os cursos de mestrado. Algumas instituições solicitam no ato da inscrição a apresentação de um pré-projeto de pesquisa. Entrevista também se faz necessário. O currículo Lattes também é solicitado e alguns itens que podem fazer diferença em uma seleção. Primeiro, o mestrado deve ser compatível com a sua atuação profissional e congruência com a graduação do candidato. Segundo, possuir uma especialização ou MBA na área do mestrado, geralmente conta muito ponto. Também ter obras publicadas, sejam artigos, livros ou outros. Ser docente em alguma instituição de ensino. Ter participado de projetos de pesquisa. Ter fluência na língua inglesa, a mais utilizada no meio científico. Possuir objetivos claros para a realização do mesmo. Os cursos de mestrado fazem uma análise bastante criteriosa na escolha de seus alunos, pois é uma parceria que é desenvolvida da instituição com o aluno. Com isso, melhora o desempenho do aluno, melhor avaliado o curso que ele estará realizando. Com um bom currículo, são grandes as chances de conseguir uma bolsa para você realizar o seu mestrado. Essas bolsas podem ser integrais, de 50%, ou com ajuda de custo. A resolução da CAPES e do Conselho Nacional de Educação, número 1 de 2001, estabelece as normas para o funcionamento de cursos de pós-graduação no Brasil. Os cursos de mestrado devem ser autorizados pelo Ministério da Educação, que faz seu acompanhamento e lhe dá uma nota. Todo mestrado, quando inicia, possui a nota 3. O bom desempenho do curso, que é avaliado pelo MEC, proporciona que ele eleve essa nota ou venha a fechar. Para as instituições que só possuem mestrado, a nota máxima que pode ser atingida é 5. E para quem possui também o doutorado, a nota é 7. Após o término do mestrado, esta nota acompanhará o currículo do aluno, que com o tempo pode aumentar ou diminuir. O que influencia no bom desempenho do mestrado? Para que um mestrado tenha um bom conceito, é necessário um bom desempenho dos alunos e também dos docentes. Esse desempenho é avaliado pelo tempo que os alunos demoram para finalizar o curso, pela evasão, número e qualidade dos artigos publicados pelos docentes e pelos alunos, e o cumprimento das metas propostas na autorização do curso. Durante o primeiro ano, o aluno assiste aulas com disciplinas obrigatórias, que são as específicas do curso, além das eletivas e optativas. Para cada disciplina são realizadas avaliações, que vão de provas à produção de artigos, dependendo de cada docente. O aluno tem um orientador que o auxilia na produção de sua dissertação. Esse orientador geralmente é coautor da mesma. Na maioria dos programas de mestrado também existe a figura do co-orientador. A leitura é fundamental, pois ao pesquisar qualquer assunto, será necessário conhecer o que já foi publicado no Brasil e em outros países. A dissertação é um dos principais itens do mestrado, já que o aluno estará desenvolvendo conhecimentos científicos através da pesquisa. Para impulsionar o conhecimento no mundo, o conteúdo pesquisado não necessariamente deve ser inédito, mas necessita de uma discussão que aprofunde até os limites que já foi pesquisado até o prezado momento. Por isso, é fundamental o conhecimento do inglês, utilizados nas publicações das principais revistas científicas do mundo. O tempo aproximado para apresentar a dissertação é de 1 a 2 anos. Esta apresentação é feita para uma banca de 3 doutores com conhecimento na área. É realizada uma ata de defesa que tem o valor de comprovação da realização do mestrado, até que o diploma seja expedido pela instituição de ensino. Dedicação e autonomia são palavras-chave para a realização de um mestrado. Para finalizar esse vídeo sobre o mestrado, eu convidei 2 professores doutores renomados, sendo um do Brasil e um dos Estados Unidos, para comentarem quais as principais características que devem ter um aluno de mestrado. Para iniciar, o professor José Luiz Tejon Megido, doutor em Ciências da Educação, professor convidado em diversas universidades do mundo, coordenador acadêmico da Fundação Getúlio Vargas e ESPM, e foi diretor do grupo Estado de São Paulo, Agroceres e Jato. Com vocês, o professor José Luiz Tejon Megido.
Meu querido mestrando Amaury Meller Filho, a questão que você me traz é o que é importante no perfil de um aluno de mestrado. Ele passa a trabalhar com uma necessidade de uma visão mais científica, mais fundamentada, mais profunda. Precisa buscar e resgatar conhecimentos que a humanidade já gerou. Marcos teóricos, marcos históricos, conhecimentos já gerados por vários seres humanos e muitos deles que deram a vida até para que nós possamos ter acesso a conhecimentos que temos hoje. Por outro lado, precisa ter uma capacidade também criadora, criativa, porque um estudo, uma pesquisa de mestrado deve ter como objetivo gerar inovação, gerar o novo, propiciar um olhar que é único, alguma coisa que ainda não foi vista, percebida, e muitas vezes na forma com a qual você reúne os conhecimentos que são o objetivo da sua pesquisa, do seu estudo. E é necessário que um aluno de mestrado atue com essa capacidade criadora infanto-juvenil, uma grande curiosidade. Você precisa ir onde não iria normalmente, você precisa ir ouvir palestras, apresentações que você não iria normalmente, e muitas vezes que não estão nem ligadas diretamente à busca desse seu conhecimento. Mas coisas que você vai e você usa o fundamento de serendipity, significa uma abertura para encontrar coisas que você só encontraria onde você vai sem o espírito de encontrar nada. Portanto, um aluno de mestrado é alguém que já invade um campo da busca criativa, evolutiva e da agregação de valor, não só para si, mas para toda a sociedade e para todos que o cercam. Portanto, eu tenho certeza que você é um grande aluno do mestrado. Sucesso.
E agora, o depoimento do professor americano, Dr. Peter Vada, autor do livro Becoming a Better of You. Ele trabalha com coach, é trainee em Atlanta, Estados Unidos, e é referência mundial em desenvolvimento pessoal.
Hi, Maui. I'm Peter, and I'm hoping I'm pronouncing your name correctly. So I want to respond to your question about qualities for a master's student. And I'm going to approach this a little bit differently, maybe not in the way that you framed it, and you'll see if it resonates with you or not. So I want to say that I usually present this information in an all-day or a half-day workshop or a 60-minute or 90-minute podcast or webinar. So I want to give you as much information as I can, as quickly as I can. And so I'm going to run through this rather quickly. So you can always pause the video to drill down to the information that's on some of the slides to become more comfortable with it. So I'm going to get started, and I look forward to seeing you on the other end. So Maui, you asked me to give you the qualities for a master's student. And what I'm going to do, as I said, is frame this a little bit differently. What I'm going to give to you and suggest to you are the qualities for a citizen of the world. I taught for over 18 years, and my goal as a teacher was not for students to integrate as much information as they could, but how to be good citizens of the world. And so the qualities I'm going to discuss with you and present to you are those qualities that will make you a better student and a successful student. But not only that, but qualities that will support someone being a good citizen of the workplace, a good citizen out in the world with their families and in relationships. So that's the direction I'm going to take. And these qualities are intended to really support the success and good fortune and well-being of individuals no matter where they are. And that's why they're sort of, I call them meta qualities. So, and I also want to point out that we don't compartmentalize. The qualities that support a student also support a good mother, a good father, a good employee, a good friend, etc. So there is no such thing as compartmentalization from my perspective. And all of this is from my perspective. So the first quality that I want to mention is integrity. And integrity is doing the right thing and doing the right thing in the right way. For me, the important aspect of integrity is it's not simply a mental, cognitive, or intellectual behavior or action. Integrity requires the input of the heart as much as it does the mind and the brain. And oftentimes during our days, especially in this time of our lives, where the world is, it's very hard to be in integrity, and we get compromised all the time. So my suggestion to folks is when they're up against a conflict, when they feel they may be taking a left turn and a right turn away from integrity, I asked them to search their heart. And how do you do this? Is simply by doing a lot of breathing, taking 4 or 5 deep breaths into your belly, and for a count of 3, inhale, and a count of 3, exhale, in order to get out of the mind and to access the heart. The heart has intelligence. The heart has a brain. There's a lot of research that shows the heart has brain cells. And so when we come from our heart, we really know we're being in integrity. So that's the first quality, is to do the right thing, to do the right thing in the right way. And how do I know if I'm doing something in the right way? It's not to try to figure it out and intellectualize it and be mental about it. It's simply to sense our bodies, sense our heart, because our heart knows what integrity is. It's an essential quality that we had before we're born that usually gets clouded over by humanity and the human condition. So the next quality is listening. And by listening, I mean seek first to understand before being understood. Really, really important. Take a look at this graphic. What do you see there? Some people say a bunny, some people say a bird. And in my workshops, I'll always ask them, the bunny people, are the bird people wrong? Are the duck people wrong? I'll ask the duck people, are the rabbit people wrong? And they say no. But in reality, in life, the truth is, if people don't see the things our way, we usually label them as bad or wrong. The truth also is that secretly, each of us believes that our perception of reality is the one true and real perception of reality. And so if my perception of reality is the one real and true perception, what does that say about your perception? And 99.9% of the population says, well, if I'm right, you're wrong. So the idea here is to give up the need to be right, give up the need for control, and be open to other people's perspectives, other people's perceptions, and see what's underneath their perspective and perception before labeling them as right or wrong. Really, really important. Listening is an important skill. The next is emotional mastery. Emotional mastery means that we are in control of our emotions. Our emotions are not in control of us. Really, really important. Peak performers are those who manifest emotional mastery. The well-adjusted are the most of the rest of us. And the psychologically challenged are those people who from time to time are challenged by a negative emotion, anger or fear or resentment or resistance. And it's really important that we're aware in the moment of how our emotions are driving us. Again, as I said, we either need to be masters of our emotions or they will be masters of us. And if our emotions are masters of us, usually that's not a win-win situation. So well-adjusted describes those who are psychologically challenged from time to time and experience such states as depression or PTSD or OCD or more severe mood disorders. And my question to you and others is, where do you see yourself on this curve? And from my perspective is, wherever you see yourself on this curve, you're wrong. We're the whole curve. All of us have good days, all of us have bad days, all of us have better days. And so the idea here is to understand and notice and feel when we are being triggered by an emotion, and to take time to hit the pause button to see what's really going on inside of us that's causing us to experience the negative emotion we are experiencing. No one can make you feel a way you don't want to do. So when we feel a negative emotion, it's never about blaming, it's never about finger pointing, it's never about him or her or them or anything external. It's always an internal issue. So you can Google emotional mastery to see what emotional mastery is all about, so that we can have a handle on our negative emotions and not be triggered as often as we are. The goal is to be well adjusted so we can be emotionally present wherever we are and not in a state of emotional reactivity about something that happened yesterday or 5 years ago or 5 minutes ago or last night. And so when you feel you're being triggered, we hit the pause button long enough to reflect, to get ourselves back into a state of harmony and balance, and then re-engage. Emotional mastery, very important. And for those who respond and say, wait a minute, all this emotional stuff is really new agey and it's fluff and it's soft and it's spiritual and it's airy-fairy and it's flaky, those are labels that come from somebody who is defensive. Somebody who, when they're thinking about mastering emotions, feel uncomfortable, and they don't want to feel what they don't want to experience or feel their discomfort, their reactivity, their resistance. So they come up with labels to defend themselves and point to something as bad or wrong or new agey and all of that, so they don't have to feel their discomfort. If one feels discomfort with an emotion, that's a tug on one's sleeve to say, okay, what's going on with me? It's all about me. Important, emotional mastery. And it's not healthy or helpful to live on an emotional roller coaster. The goal of emotional mastery is to live in a place of consistency, 24/7, 365, as often as we can. We're going to have highs, we're going to have lows, but a life that's lived from highs to lows and peaks to valleys is going to be a very, very uncomfortable life. It's not going to be very, very pleasant. So, emotional mastery. The next is develop a clear sense of purpose. And a clear sense of purpose allows you to simplify your life. When we have a clear sense of purpose, we're able to make decisions and choices that are more in alignment with that purpose. And I'm going to show you what a purpose is. A purpose is what guides us. A purpose is what takes us from here to there. It's what keeps us focused day in and day out. It's what makes us stretch and encounter change and challenge. Basically, the ultimate question of purpose is, why are you on the planet? Why are you down here? Nobody's down here to be a marketer. Nobody's down here to be a CEO. Nobody's down here to be a real estate agent. Nobody's down here to be an IT professional. But when we're on purpose, we can be all of those things. And the difference is the energy, the passion that we bring to our profession, to our work and our careers. So the question is, do you have a clear sense of purpose in your life? And if so, does it support you to choose the path that you take in your life? And a purpose also allows us to be able to say no to those people, those places, those circumstances, those events that take us away from our purpose. I named my business True North Partnering based on purpose. What I help people do is to discover a purpose, to see what their purpose is, and to then make life choices at work, at home, at play, and relationship that are based on their purpose. So another quality or capacity is to eliminate perfection. When we have high aspirations and high goals, we all want to be perfect. We want to do things to the nth degree. And doing something to the nth degree is very, very harmful. It leads to stress, it leads to burnout, it leads to rust out, it leads to stress-related illnesses like alcoholism and heart attack. And the question is, can you operate to 80% of perfection without needing to be a perfectionist? Some people say that the people who operate at 80% of perfection are moving along in their lives as best they can and doing a pretty good job of it, while the people who are operating at 100% perfection are still stuck where they are because it's not perfect. So what can we do to eliminate perfectionism in our life? And one thing we can do is explore why we need to be perfectionists. The reason we need to be perfectionists is something that we learned when we were very young, very small children, and we now bring into adulthood in our lives. And so it would serve folks to sit back and relax and reflect on, why do I need to be perfect? What does it get me? And if I'm not perfect, am I still okay the way I am? So a very, very important aspect with respect to perfectionism. The next is work in an undistracted way. We all want to be good. We want to pursue our values. And we say it's so hard because they have so many things to do. And so what do we do? We go into multitasking. And multitasking is a massively, massively, massively self-destructive behavior. Research shows that multitasking actually reduces our IQ, and it reduces our capacity to be intelligent. And I want to give you some information about the myth of multitasking, which this is research-based. This is not me. This is research-based. And this is the truth, that there is no such thing as multitasking. And when you finish this video, you can go back and look at these and reflect on these points. But multitasking is massively, massively destructive. The next is operate at 100% productivity. And what that means is, do you know during the day when you are productive, when your mind and your body are in sync, when you're clear, when you're analytical, when you're creative? And the reverse is true. When do you notice during the day, during the days when you feel drowsy and stuffy and foggy and lethargic and confused? And what can you do to operate at 100% productivity? Well, you can check yourself out in real time. How are you feeling right now, mentally, emotionally, physically, psychologically? And if you're not at a consistent level or below where you want to be, check out what you can do to get yourself back on track to operate at 100% productivity. The next is, how consistently am I at my maximum in driving myself? So during the day, how much of that time during the day or after work or on the weekends are you consistent at working at your maximum? Not driving yourself crazy, but that your body, your mind, your spirit are in sync with one another so that you are operating at maximum efficiency. What causes your positive and negative states? What causes you to be up and to be creative and feel joyful and feel happy? And what causes the opposite? Are you aware of what affects your well-being? And what can you do to make the changes that you need to make in order to experience a heightened state of well-being and to eliminate those people, places, things, circumstances that detract from your well-being? And again, when do you experience highs and lows during the day, and why? Is it your diet? Is it your thoughts? Is it your mood? Is it your emotions? Is it your attitude? And to be actively, proactively aware of what's going on so that you can operate at 100% productivity. And finally, are you sacrificing your health and your well-being at the expense of success? And I'll talk about that in a minute. Next is live from a place of harmony. I have a little mistake up there. From a place of harmony. Is there an alignment between what you think, what you say, what you feel, and what you do? Are you in alignment? And if not, where are you off and why? And how can you move back into alignment? One of the reasons that there's so much depression and so much sadness and so much anger and so much resentment is that people are out of alignment. They're not acting the way they think. They're not feeling the way they say they are. They're not doing what they think they ought to be doing. And so they walk around in this kind of crazy state of disharmony and imbalance. So live from a place of harmony and ask yourself, am I in harmony with respect to what I think, say, feel, and do? And if I'm not, where am I off and why? And how can I move back into alignment? The next quality is to treat others with unconditional positive regard. Because we're down here on this planet, everybody has value, worth, and dignity just by the fact that we are human beings. And it's important to separate behavior from people. There are no bad people. There are only bad behaviors. And we need to operate from a place of empathy, from a place of compassion with others, wherever they are and whoever they are. And this will enhance our own sense of well-being as well. So treat others with unconditional positive regard and not be so quick to be judgmental and critical of others. Keep your commitments. Do what you say you're going to do when you say you're going to do it. Under promise and over deliver. Don't make excuses or play the blame game. Don't say yes to everything and then back out. So keep your promises, keep your commitments. That's the way you build trust and trustworthiness. So don't overcommit, but what you commit to do, do it, and not get into the blame game of pointing fingers and making excuses. That's not going to get you very far. Finally, don't sacrifice well-being for success. If you're driving and driving and driving yourself at 180 miles an hour to be successful, something's going to give. And you're probably going to end up with some type of stress-related disease, stress-related illness like heart attack or diabetes or alcoholism, drug addiction, depression, divorce, abuse, overeating, overexercising. So don't sacrifice well-being for success. And finally, I want to give you a shameless promotion for my book. You can find it on my website, Who You Are Versus Who You Think You Are. And this book contains a lot of information that will help folks and support folks to live a life of well-being, to come from a place of authenticity and integrity. So if you need more information about me and what I do, here it is. And that's it for this round. So take good care. So Maui, there it is. I hope it serves you and supports you, and it meets your intention for why you asked me. I'm grateful that you asked me. I'm grateful that I was able to support you with this. So I hope it does serve you and support you as you move forward in your studies and after that in your life, at work, at home, at play, and in relationship. If you have any comments or any questions, email me and I'll address them. Again, thank you for asking me. I'm honored that you asked me, and I hope it supports you. So let me know if anything's up, any questions I can answer, and I wish you all the best as you move forward in your life, Maui, and take good care. Bye-bye.
Agradeço a sua atenção e espero que este vídeo sirva como estímulo para que você inicie o seu curso de mestrado. Com certeza, o Brasil necessita de profissionais como você, que ajude na resolução de problemas para vivermos numa sociedade mais justa e em melhores condições de vida. Muito obrigado.